Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel Spillfriending Fellowship, STF. My name's Andreas Norwegian Viking, and this is not exactly news in the world of wargaming. It's more of an insight and speculation of things to come. So the last few months I have done some investigating and collated different stuff from various different sources, and I wanted to share this with you now, because I think this change will come quite soon, within the next 4 or 5 months, really. The game's financial year runs from June 1st, I do believe still. So either just before or just after the financial year's end, I think we will see a massive change, and a change for the better in my opinion. So I'll just run through a couple of things. So first of all, to open up, what am I talking about? Well, I am talking about Games Workshop and Forgeworld starting to share a sales channel, or indeed Forgeworld absorbed into Games Workshop. I do think the latter is the least probable of the two. I think for both financial reasons and to basically distinguish the specialist models from the basic plastic models that Games Workshop sells. So what evidence do I have? Well, over the last few months I've been quite vocal about a change coming to Games Workshop quite soon. I have said I always expected it to happen before the financial year end, or at the financial year end of 2016-2017. So 1st of June is the due date, in my opinion at least. And this video is nothing but my opinions, so just bear that in mind. I might be completely wrong, I might be completely mental, but I have some evidence to support my theory at least. So bear with me. So Forgeworld is a company that has for many years, a decade or even more than a decade now, a decade and a half basically, made specialist models, collectors models, but now have entered the game of game designing, first with Horus Heresy, then with their introduction of Hobbit SPG is now under Forgeworld, as well as Blood Bowl is currently under the Forgeworld banner. At least the teams that are making these games are under the Forgeworld banner. So that's one thing. But both these systems are sold through both sales channels, with the exception of Forgeworld produced models are only sold through Forgeworld. Games Workshop produced models are only sold through Games Workshop, with one exception being the Unexpected Journey starter box for Hobbit SPG, which is also sold through the Forgeworld website. So these two games are a bit of a weird thing, because you have the rules writers and the product managers and the sculptors all work for Games Workshop, no, for Forgeworld, sorry, but some of their products have so far been released through Games Workshop, noticeably being the Darabakian rulebook, the Lake Town House, Blood Bowl start sets, and the plastic teams for Blood Bowl, as well as extra pitches, supplements, and dice, specialist dice for Blood Bowl. And there's more plastic coming, but there's also a bunch of star players coming through Forgeworld, which will be in resin. Forgeworld resin, and in Middle-earth they have only produced Forgeworld resin models, but the Lake Town house kit was plastic from Games Workshop. So this is a weird thing to me. I'm not on the inside anymore, so I can only speculate on how this arrangement works. I know that Forgeworld is a part of the Games Workshop PLC, and they're only a sister company in like what the budget is and stuff like that. But it's still weird that they have you can't buy everything for Blood Bowl through Forgeworld, and you can't buy everything from Blood Bowl through Games Workshop. Basically, you can buy the basics from Games Workshop, and you can buy the basics for Middle-earth at Games Workshop, but not everything at one place. My second piece of evidence, although something that has been quite common for the last few years of White Dwarf, is White Dwarf itself does not really distinguish between what models are Forgeworld and what models are Games Workshop. What I mean about that is Forgeworld is featured quite heavily in White Dwarf. Forgeworld models, there's not really a month gone by where there isn't a Titan showcase. And I do understand Games Workshop using White Dwarf to publicize their specialist models from Forgeworld. One, they are gorgeous. Two, they are expensive, so people look at big shiny models and go like, "Ooh, I'll buy that." So they do link to Forgeworld. They do have Forgeworld adverts, but it is, since White Dwarf only have prices for Games Workshop models. They do advertise releases from Forgeworld, but do not price them, and do not tell you the date they are sold on. It is primarily a Citadel Games Workshop magazine, not a Games Workshop Forgeworld magazine. So again, a bit of like speculation there, because White Dwarf is used by both companies to promote their models, one more than the other, and it either should be just Games Workshop products and Forgeworld could release their own magazine, which I think would be immensely popular, or they should just start advertising for release dates and stuff from Forgeworld. Since Forgeworld already show their models early, I do think that release dates in White Dwarf should be a huge issue for them as well, because in open days and stuff like that, you see several months of product from Forgeworld on display, so might be a thing there. The second or third piece of evidence is something new. So if you have a look at this blister, just look at the blister. Sorry. Oh, yeah, there we go. This is a blister of Gundabad Berserkers. So please tell me which company produces this. And a bit of a mind experience, just use the information on the packet as you can see it right now. Right, made up your mind? We all know it's Forgeworld, but you can't see it on the packet. Alright? This packet, you can see it's Citadel Miniature and Warhammer 40k. So we know this is Citadel Miniature produced by Games Workshop, but there's no Games Workshop logo on it. It just says Citadel Miniature. A bit of a stretch, I know, but then again, it's something. I don't know if this is. Yeah, same with the new Lake Town box. It says Citadel Miniature, but no mention on the actual front of the cover which company produced it. So a bit of a stretch, I know, but still small piece of evidence in my favor there. Alright, so if we go back to the blisters, I'll also take out this one. Right, so when we look at this blister, why does it have pictures of the models on it? There is currently no reason other than one shop in the entire world stock these on shelves. One shop in the entire world, in Warhammer World, they stock it on shelves. Nowhere else do they do that. So they could easily just have a cover with a barcode and the name of the product on it, because the staff at Forgeworld could just produce it as they go along. Easy as pie. But they do produce, they do paint the models, obviously for the website as well. Take a picture and stick it on. They do it for Blood Bowl as well. Same thing. And they even do it for exclusive models only sold through Warhammer World, like Alfred, Lex Battle, just released. Same thing, artwork on it. There is, in my opinion, no reason for that, unless there is a strategy going on that Games Workshop, rather Forgeworld products are going to be sold through stores at one point or another. So why spend the money on making specialized blister information when you could only have like a template and just replace the barcode and name when you need printed out. So that is a piece of evidence right there. And one more thing, a couple of more things actually. The Forgeworld tab is at Games Workshop. So when you go look at the page, you won't see it. That's blatantly obvious. There is currently new exclusive Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40k, Hobbit, painting and modelling and box games. That is what you can see on the Games Workshop website, and all the way down on related sites you have Forgeworld, you have Black Library, stuff like that. But there is a code in the website information, or website coding. I'm not a computer geek, so not sure how reliable this is, but basically there is a Forgeworld tab where you have like Age of Sigmar, new exclusive, Hobbit, 40k. We have these tabs on the top of the page. You have a Forgeworld tab, which you would be able to press on if that version of the website is available for public view. And that has been available there for at least a year now, at least. So it might not mean anything, it might not still exist anymore, but it did the last time somebody with a coding experience checked out the metadata or something. I'm not a computer expert, so that's why. But before Christmas, just before Christmas, I received an interesting note, and that's that Forgeworld and Games Workshop are merging their customer support departments. So the same people who are answering your questions on Forgeworld will be answering your questions for Games Workshop, taking orders, fixing problems. And Games Workshop have, over the 25 years I know them, have fantastic customer service. Even like with stuff like, I had a broken spare in one of my packs, they sent me a completely new one. One of my Skaven Blood Bowl miniatures, three of them had broken tails in the box. They sent me a completely new box, and I got to keep all models. That is excellent customer service, and that's both from Forgeworld and from Games Workshop. They have excellent customer service, but they have had separate departments, and now they are merging. So they're probably all on payroll for Games Workshop, probably separate budgets until now, but they are merging. That's the scuttlebutt anyway, and that might mean that they will move on to the same sales channel. It's not entirely unknown to have one company having the customer support for several other companies, but it's still a nice tidbit to include. So in summary, advertising is done through their channels for both Forgeworld and Games Workshop. Warhammer community page has adverts for both. Warhammer World, most tournaments are allowing Forgeworld models. Forgeworld has been moving into previous Games Workshop properties like Blood Bowl Middle-earth. Both companies are now publishing models and rules for both systems simultaneously. The main teams are working through for Forgeworld, but releasing main products through Games Workshop. The blisters and in some extent boxes of Forgeworld are made to look good in the store, with pictures on the model of the model on the blisters or boxes, which makes no sense because they have one store worldwide. There is a tab in the code, obviously, or might be still, and they are merging customer support departments. So with that said, there is several new things coming. I guess that Games Workshop will at one point do a thing on the popularity of Blood Bowl to re-release Necromunda, re-release Manowar, try to do Dreadfleet right, sorry, re-release Mordheim, tons of games that can be re-released, Battle of Gothic, obviously, as well. Epic, I know Adeptus Titanicus is coming back in a different scale through Forgeworld. Loads of stuff is happening, and I do just think it's interesting that they haven't already done this, and with the tidbits and sort of evidence I have produced, I do think that the change is coming quite soon. So what does this mean? Well, it might mean that you will be able to get in-store delivery of Forgeworld products, which will be a huge boon for anyone not living in living in a country where you have to pay huge customs fees to get models into the country. Also, it saves on postage, as Forgeworld takes 15% of the value in postage unless you buy for £250 or more. Postage prices might go down to the same level as Games Workshop, or the other way around, who knows. And you might have the most popular Forgeworld releases available in Games Workshop brick and mortar stores, and it might also be available for independent stockists to stock in their stores as well. So loads of cool stuff could come of this, since 30k is immensely popular. Also a thing produced by both companies, Betrayal at Calthan and Battle of Prospero, both Games Workshop products, but is both advertised through both sales channels, with Forgeworld producing extra stuff for those kits, and obviously the rules for 30k, disregarding that the boxes themselves have rules for a kind of a board game in them as well. But I do just think that's an excuse for Games to produce the models, and can sell a complete game in the box. So that's basically my thing. Please tell me what you think. Do you think this will happen? Do you think I'm mental? Thanks for watching so far, by the way, if you think that. What do you think? I'm interested to hear your thoughts. And so yeah, that's my take on it. all my sources are anonymous. Please don't ask me who they are. Some of them are insiders, some of them are not, something I've just figured out myself and stuff like that, so please don't ask. I'm not pulling your leg. This is information I got from sources, and it's information I've researched myself. So this is not something I've just thought of and thought I should make a funny video about. It's the truth. Norwegian Viking would never lie to you. So that's it for this video. If you like our videos and want to support us in our endeavor to produce even more videos, get better quality, like this rubbish behind me should go away. You can do that on Patreon. There's a link in the description below. For as low as $1 a month, you can support us by donating whatever you feel like, from $1 up. You get access to our SPG Grand Campaign a week early. You get exclusive scenarios that you as patrons get to decide on what to be, which game system to use. In addition, you get discounts at a certain pledge level from a number of cool places like Unreleased Miniatures, Hammer & Miniatures, Deep Cut Studios, commission services, etc. And you also get cool physical rewards from our group, such as exclusive STF dice, t-shirts, and other cool stuff. So please check that out. And a quick reminder about our subscription competition. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, we will pick one subscriber at random to receive a Guild Ball team and rulebook. So do subscribe if you haven't already. So thank you guys for watching this video, and please comment, share, like and subscribe, and support your hobby.